Rav says, כשאנו רואים היום את מצב הדור, יש לנו להבין לידע, שמוכרחים לגוד רחמים, וחמלה זה על זה. He says, that we see in our generation today, it's a very, very difficult situation, how the world is running, how people don't know of God or don't look for God so much. He says, you should know the way to get out of this mess is having mercy, and having mercy on ourselves, mercy on other people as well, and one to the other. Through this, that we are merciful with each other. He says this will lead us eventually to Hashem having mercy on us and realizing and making Hashem the king properly in our lives. Says the Yanuka Rav, our generation is similar to the generation of the flood. He says there's so much impurity, so much heresy, denying of the existence of Hashem, and a lot of desires, people acting on their desires even though it's immoral and wrong. To the point where it's so normal to be immoral, so normal to be against Hashem and to not to do His will, that whoever wants to separate himself and be a tzaddik and go and separate himself from this generation and their mentality, they ask on him and they say, well, you're weird, what are you doing? You're trying to be religious, why do you want to be religious? What do you need this for? You're a weirdo, what's wrong with you? Be like us, kaif life, YOLO, you only live once. Matmi'im alav, they ask questions on him as if he's doing something wrong. And they didn't realize that the flood already reached our houses, every single person in a certain sense. As Rabbi Zino used to say, in the future there will be a flood, not a flood of water, a flood of heresy, a flood of not knowing Hashem. And we got to make sure, we got to watch out. So the Yanuka Rav is making many connections in our generation and the Dor Mabul. And therefore we have to learn, just like this, they made a solution and they saved themselves from Dor Mabul, the people in Noah's time, Noah and his family, the animals, they got saved somehow, right? So we have to learn the solution from there for the solution for us. And he says, every person has to find himself an ark. He has to find himself a safe haven, a safe zone to put himself and his family in order to save himself from the surrounding flood around us. And that is, what is the ark? Teva in Hebrew means also boat, but Teva also means word. That's a word. So it means the word of Hashem, the Torah, the mitzvot, the concepts. A word represents a concept. It represents an idea, and those ideas and the Torah and the mitzvot that will save us can be an ark for somebody. The laws and being in a good group of people, being part of a good minyan, being part of a good community. This could be a person's teva to save him, a boat to save him from the flood around him. And when a person understands that he has to be in the ark, you got to be in the ark to be able to go and survive. But there's two levels of people who go into the ark. There's Noah, who Hashem said he was a tzaddik, and that means he represents the person who comes and he says, Rabbi, Hashem, whatever you say, I'm going to do. I leave my desires by the door. I'm here. I want to be chiste. I want to do the will of Hashem A to Z. I want to do the right thing for Hashem. That's Noah's level. But then there's people who come into the ark like an animal, like behemah, which is, they're still an animal, meaning he comes into the ark, I want to be in the ark, but I want to have a little, kind of life over there, I want to have a nice thing over here, over there, my desires I keep in my back pocket, I didn't fully get rid of them, my yitzhara, I fall to here, I fall to there, here and there. Overall, you're right, I want to be a tzaddik, I want to be in the teva, I don't want to be in the flood. But he didn't leave his animalistic behaviors behind, he brought it with him. It's like the animals, the level of the animals coming into the ark. They don't want to separate completely, but they want to come in. He says, but from the Mabul, we have to go and learn how to save ourselves. He says, how are we going to get the light? Until Noah came, there wasn't this full revelation of Hashem's merciness until he said, he saw he wanted to destroy the entire world, but he saw how Noah has the tzaddik, so he had rahamim on him, he had mercy on him. So therefore what? He gave him the advice of putting him in the teva, and that's how he was ended up being saved. So same thing for us, same thing. We want to find the teva, we want to find the boat to save ourselves. We want to not get swept away by the flood. We have to start with what? Mercy. gotta be mercy. The awakening from below will cause the awakening from above. We have to be merciful to each other. As the Rambam says, the Yom Kippur does not mechaper for the averot between man to man until a person has forgiveness from man to man. Then Hashem can forgive you on Yom Kippur. So therefore, a person has to know that you have to be merciful. Sign of being merciful is to forgive. All those people who do not forgive, you should know you're holding back the Geulah, you're holding back the ability to find the Teva. And when you're merciful and you forgive, you will find the Teva. And he says that everything goes according to our deeds, and then that way we could cancel all the sheker and the sitra achra in this world by having the revelation of the merciness in this world, the rahamim. And he says you should know also Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to separate from this tumah of the world and to get prophecy, come the leader of the Jewish people. Hashem had to do what? He put him in the Nile River, also water, also a flood, also avodah zarah. The Nile River was what they worshipped. And what? How did he save Moshe? He put him on a teva. He put him in a little boat, in a little basket. But the point is, these boats represent spiritually being connected to Hashem's Torah, and that itself, a person makes his home, makes his family, makes his community insulated in a sense that we don't do what we see other people doing, and that causes him to be in a